All right, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the many internet-based resources that you have at your disposal to get the various materials you'll need to put together a website. Now, the first resource site we're going to talk about is one that hopefully you've seen before, and that's 3dbuzz.com, which has got a lot of forums for new users and experienced users alike.
Lots of people.
Lots of people. And you'll notice down here on the left sidebar that there's a huge listing of all of these forums, and if you scroll down a ways, you will see that there is a Photoshop forum under digital production, and as a subheading inside of Photoshop, you'll see web development.
Ooh.
So you can click on that, and if you have any questions about web development using Adobe Photoshop, you can just create a new thread in here and ask your questions and get the experience of our users over on 3D Buzz. You'll also notice further down the sidebar that there is a heading for web development applications, and there is a special forum set aside for Adobe GoLive. So don't be shy. Feel free to go in there and ask any questions you like and get help from the community.
We'll be watching for that.
We will. And there are several other internet resources available to you. So, Rob, why don't you tell us about some of the other things we can access?
Okay, great. There are a couple of categories that we want to cover. Given that we're on the internet, we might as well use it as our own resource. The first thing we want to look at is stock photography. You've got a website, you want to put pictures on it, you want to make it flashy. So let's start with the most expensive one. It's and we'll work our way down.
Sure.
This is GettyImages.com.
I think
Did
you
I
misspelled
misspell that?
That's okay. Quit images.
Right.
I've done it before.
There we go.
There we go. GettyImages.com.
GettyImages.com. They are a very large, royalty-free and rights-managed photography and illustration resource.
Okay.
So in here you can search for all, like in this case, we'll search for. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, there's that back button on the side of the mouse. You got to watch out for that one. Let's go into.
Let's try that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creative.
We're going to go into creative. We're going to search photography, and since in relation to our project, we'll just search for forests.
Okay.
And you'll get a large list of pictures related to forests.
Nice.
Okay. And these, if you're going to use them for print, these are available super high resolution if you're putting together an entire campaign in addition to just a website.
Mm-hmm.
You could get the super high resolution photos, but if you're going to use it for just a website, they're cost about $50 to $100 a piece.
Wow.
Right. So they're a little pricey.
I mean, this whole video that they're watching right now only cost $100. So, I mean, if they get like 2 pictures, then wow.
This is pretty high end. It is really good photography, though.
Okay.
They do use the super high professional photographers.
Get what you pay for.
That's right. So the next place we're going to go to is iStockPhoto.com.
And you can also just type iStock to get here. iStock.com.
iStock.com will get you there. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, these guys are really cheap.
Yes, they are.
If you want just low resolution photography for your website, you can get it for about $1 a piece.
Indeed.
That's really, really cool. And they actually have a really good selection. So let's type in forest again. And we'll take a look at what they have here.
Now, just a quick reminder, this is something that I will probably mention later when we start talking about the imagery we'll be using in this project. A lot of the photos that we will be using in our demonstration came from iStock.
Right.
Our versions that we have worked on will be included on your disk as you guys are our clients, but you have no rights to them. You can use them for your own personal use as you follow along with our tutorial, but you will not be able to republish these images yourself.
Right. For learning purposes only.
That's
please. Right. You're welcome, of course, to go and repurchase them here.
Absolutely.
Because they're pretty cheap. I mean, we were able to get them, for
$1 a pop.
$1 a pop.
Yeah.
So this is a very good resource. Check it out. If you have less money than that, even, you can go to creativecommons.org.
creativecommons.org.
These guys are all about free.
Ooh.
So they encourage you to, like, if you're a photographer or an illustrator, or you produce music, you can submit your things here. And also, you can get things from other people who have made things. And so in this case, we're going to say, again, forest.
Let's make sure we have. Oh, well, the check. There we go.
Right. We're going to check. We're going to check in this
Find
case.
works that I can use
that
for
I can use
commercial
for commercial purposes. Right.
Nice.
In case you're making a website.
Sure.
That you're going to be selling, or it's going to be selling goods. So you never know what you're going to get here.
Various articles.
Yeah, you're going to get articles and you're going to get pictures. It's a kind of a mixture, but the bottom line is it's free.
Sure.
And so that's the good part about that.
So yeah, it requires maybe a little bit more legwork, but at least you don't have to worry, about paying any money. So that's always nice.
Right. So the second thing we want to tackle here are fonts.
The way your letters look.
The way your letters look. Your computer comes with about 20 to 50 fonts probably, and they're a pretty good selection.
Yeah.
But you can always find more, and you can pay for them, or you can there are some good free fonts out there.
You can Google search free fonts and come up with like 5 different sites. I know there's fonts.com is a big website.
Right.
I think there's freefonts.com.
Right. We're not going to go over that in here, but they're really easy to find. Google is your friend.
Yes. Google searching is
What
awesome.
we do want to show you is something called typetester.maratz.com. Maratz.com. And what this allows you to do, this is a tool which will show you when you're making your cascading style sheets and you're laying out your fonts. This allows you to compare and contrast different font faces, see what it's going to look like in advance, and test them out in different sizes and different colors. And
now that's excellent, because you can get your fonts really anywhere on the internet. There's so many places to get your hands on fonts. But it's really nice to have a tool where you can test the fonts against one another and see what's going to look the best.
Right, and you can see here along the side it has regular, bold, italic. It has all the different versions of that font that you chose. And so this is a really good resource for testing your fonts. So the final resource, we have 2 other things we want to show you. One is called Color Blender.
Colorblender.com.
Yeah, this is really cool, especially if you're like me and you have a good idea of what starting color you'd like to start with.
Right.
But you're not sure what would be good to complement that color. Let's say, in this case, if we're going to be dealing with forests and trees and things, we start with a nice green. And so we can work our way to a green by choosing the hue, saturation, and value here. Value being the lightness and darkness, saturation being the intensity of the color, and the hue being where it falls in the rainbow spectrum.
Right.
So in this case, let's say you choose a nice green. This will tell you a couple complementary colors that go with it. These are just suggestions. But really, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's an excellent tool. I really wish I'd known about this forever, really, because that's just so nice. That helped me so much when I was in design school.
Sure. So, like when you have your headline fonts and your different text, and you're trying to choose different colors, you're just not sure what to use, and you want to make sure you're not using something that's too hard to read or that's going to clash with the rest of the page. This is a good resource for that.
Absolutely.
So. When you're looking for inspiration, here's a good site to go to.
And inspiration's a really important thing, too, because a lot of folks will sit down to their computer and say, first thing in the morning, I'm going to make a website today.
Right.
But they have no idea what they want it to look like.
Right.
Some of them don't even know what they want it to be about. And one of the best things you can do for yourself is become friends with the Internet. Look around at good web design and figure out what you like best about good web design and imply that into your own site.
Right, and there's a lot of it out there. You'd be surprised how easy it is to find good inspiration on the web.
Yeah.
These are not things that you're going to be lifting off of per se. You're not going to be stealing these designs.
Nope.
These are just things to get you in gear. These are cool sites that other people have said, this is a good example of good design.
Right.
And so,
And that was at coolhomepages.com.
That particular site was coolhomepages.com.
Right. And so you can see it links us over to several other pages that they have decided have really nice website design.
And you can choose by category, by most popular, by whether or not it has Flash, whether it's from a Fortune 500 company. Lots of options, lots of choices.
Awesome.
And you can go page by page by page and just see all the cool websites. I like that place a lot.
That's excellent.
Okay, the final place we want to show you. It's called comarts.com. ComArts is a web. Well, they're not really a web design. They are a design magazine for graphic artists. They are professional. They've been in the business for a very long time, and every month they come out with a website. And they also have in their magazine every year they do annuals.
Excellent.
And the annuals, in this case, you want to look at the Interactive Design Annual, and it will show you the best from their competition. They have a competition every year. You can view the winners here, and here are the winners. And if you just start clicking on one, you can sort of flip through with these arrow keys here, and look at all the winners here. These are some very impressive sites. And very advanced sites. So this is what you aspire to do.
Absolutely.
This is not where you're going to start, but this is what you can do once you've learned the tools. And
still, though, I mean, as you're just getting into it, it's good to kind of look around and see what good web design really does look like, so that you do have a grounding that looks good. That's going to be attractive to people.
That's right.
So that's really everything we wanted to show you. Several different places that you can go on the internet to get all kinds of different resources to help with your web design empire. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks a lot.